Let me start with something simple. For years, we've talked about robots as the future. Something exciting, something impressive, but always slightly out of reach. And then, almost quietly, 2025 happened. No big announcement, no single breakthrough moment, but suddenly, robots weren't just in research labs anymore. They weren't just viral videos on social media. They were working, driving people across cities, lifting boxes in warehouses, standing next to humans on factory floors. And in some cases, entering real homes. This wasn't science fiction. This was the year physical AI became real. Robots leave the lab. If you look back just a few years, humanoid robots were mostly entertainment. Cool movements, backflips, dance routines. Impressive, but not useful. In 2025, the conversation changed completely. Companies stopped asking, "Can this robot move?" and started asking far more serious questions. Can it work 8 hours a day? How often does it break? Is it safe around humans? And most importantly, is it cheaper than human labor? That shift tells you everything. Companies like Figure AI, Agility Robotics, Aptronic, Tesla with Optimus, and VanEck technologies are no longer building demos. They're running real-world pilots. BMW is testing humanoids on production lines. Amazon is testing bipedal robots inside active warehouses. And VanEck has begun testing humanoid robots inside real homes, slowly, carefully, often under human supervision. Most of these robots are still partially teleoperated today. There's still a human behind the curtain. But here's the key. The amount of teleoperation required is shrinking. Autonomy is improving, week by week. Why this suddenly works? Here's the part many people miss. The real breakthrough wasn't hardware. Motors are better, yes. Batteries last longer. Sensors are cheaper. But hardware matured quietly years ago. What changed in 2025 was software. Robots finally gained something close to a general brain. Large vision models, language models, control systems that can handle uncertainty. For the first time, a robot can see its environment, understand spoken instructions, reason about what to do next, and execute actions safely. This is what people now call embodied AI. And once AI moved into physical bodies, everything accelerated. Warehouses, where robots already won. If you want to see the future of work, don't look at humanoids first. Look at warehouses. Amazon now operates over 1 million robots across its logistics network. Not humanoids alone, but a complex ecosystem. Autonomous mobile robots, robotic arms, dual-arm picking systems, AI-driven sorting machines. Robots like Vulcan, which can pick items with 2 arms. Sparrow, which uses AI vision to handle millions of different products. And Digit, a humanoid robot developed by Agility Robotics, designed specifically for logistics. In many Amazon facilities, robots already handle close to half of all movement and sorting tasks. Amazon itself has said that automation could allow them to avoid hiring hundreds of thousands of workers over the next decade. Not because work disappears, but because work changes. Humans supervise systems. Robots handle repetition. This is the pattern we're seeing everywhere. Robotaxis, the quiet success story. While humanoid robots grab headlines, robotaxis quietly cross the finish line. In 2025, Waymo operates fully driverless taxis, no safety driver, across multiple U.S. cities. Phoenix, San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Jose. 24 hours a day, real passengers, real traffic. Waymo now delivers roughly 450,000 rides per week. That number matters. It tells you trust has been earned. But this hasn't been a perfect journey. There was a moment in San Francisco that perfectly captured the reality of autonomous systems. A major power outage hit the city. traffic lights stopped working. Intersections turned chaotic. Waymo vehicles, programmed to follow traffic signals, suddenly faced an edge case. Some cars stopped. Some waited longer than expected. Traffic slowed. And instead of pushing through blindly, Waymo temporarily suspended service. That decision mattered. Service resumed the next day, with updated learnings fed back into the system. This is how autonomy improves, not in labs, but through real-world failure and recovery. China's robotics acceleration. While the U.S. focuses on commercial deployment, China treats robotics as a national mission. In 2025, the majority of global growth and robotics investment happened in China. Billions flowed into companies like Unitree, IBOT, Engine AI. China builds humanoids, quadrupeds, robotic arms, warehouse systems at massive scale. And crucially, this isn't just private capital, it's industrial policy. Robotics, AI, manufacturing, all moving together. This is why robotics is no longer just a tech trend, it's a geopolitical one. The invisible robots. Not all robots are tall and metallic. In 2025, some of the most fascinating progress happened at the microscopic level. Researchers developed robots smaller than a grain of sand, robots that can swim through fluid, sense temperature, deliver medication, and then dissolve inside the human body. These micro-robots don't look impressive on camera, but they may end up saving more lives than any humanoid ever will. The future of robotics exists at two extremes: visible machines walking among us, and invisible systems operating quietly inside us. Now, let's talk about money. Up to this point, we've talked about technology. But technology only becomes real when capital commits. And by 2025, robotics clearly crossed that threshold. This is no longer a niche, it's an investable theme. And one of the clearest ways to see that is through ETFs. Robotics ETFs, from mature to speculative. Most investors don't start with humanoids, they start broad. That's why the first layer of robotics investing focuses on mature automation. BOTZ, the Global X Robotics and AI ETF, represents that layer. It focuses on industrial robots, factory automation, and AI hardware, areas where robotics already works at scale. From there, you move slightly up the risk curve. ROBO, the ROBO Global Robotics and Automation ETF, expands into healthcare robotics, logistics automation, and a broader ecosystem. Then comes disruption. IBOT, VanEck's Robotics ETF, targets global robotics leaders integrating AI into industrial systems. FBOT, Fidelity's Disruptive Automation ETF, leans into companies using robotics to actively disrupt existing industries. And finally, you reach the frontier. This is where humanoids live. BOTZ, Decoded, and Hume focus on embodied AI and humanoid robotics, technologies that are real but still early. These ETFs carry higher risk, but potentially higher long-term upside. They're not betting on today's robots, they're betting on what robots become. Why this matters? What we're witnessing isn't just better machines, it's the physical world becoming programmable. Software changed information. Robots will change reality. And 2025 will likely be remembered as the year that shift became undeniable. Robots didn't arrive all at once. They just stayed. And now, they're not leaving. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like the video, subscribe to ETF Decoded, and tell me in the comments, would you trust a humanoid robot in your home? I'll see you in the next one.